Good evening, everyone. It is February 5th, 2023. Globex has opened. We're trading around 41.38, not too far off of yesterday's lows. Sorry, Friday's lows. This is our weekly plan, which I had drawn up before. What I want to also take note of is this. Let's get rid of the drawings. Ooh, let's get rid of the indicators. Uh, we are trading above the December high, above the September high, and kind of around this June balance height and everything, right? Uh, Interesting to note, we've almost matched this to the tick up here, 41.06 quarter, and what is that? Oh, 08 half. Yeah. So to me, what I'm looking at is this may have potentially been one large stop run of these multiple highs, and I'm in favor of the of distribution having occurred on a smaller time frame. And now I'm seeing if we can get back inside these highs and into this huge balance, this whatever you want to call it, at least from these December lows, kind of this balance. Whoa, don't know what I did there. Kind of like this, right? This 3,800 to 4,100 ish balance. That's what I'm wondering if we're having, just kind of a large stop run, distribute, and then now we can sell off lower. So that's just something I wanted to note on some much higher time frames. I think it's important to have as background information, even if we are day trading. I think it'll be important to take note of where we are in a greater from a greater viewpoint. So what am I looking at for tomorrow? Well, let's get rid of the drawings. I just want to show you guys the volume here. Ignore all these squiggly lines. Just pay attention to the volume on the left here. We've got a lot of volume between 41.50 to about 40ish. Another cluster around 85 to 95, and then this fat amount here, and just about nothing in between from that FOMC ramp on Wednesday. So what I want to see is a couple things. I want to first, before getting long in this 4100 plus area, I want to see us test prior week's VWAP, because in my opinion, we have had distribution occur around here, around this 85 to 95 area. We did get a weekly POC shift on certain people's data providers have the weekly POC sitting at 41.88. Mine's sitting at 41.68, I believe. 40.68, sorry, 40.68, three quarters. So in my opinion, we have had that distribution, and I want to see a tag of that prior week's VWAP, which I believe is sitting around 41.20-ish, somewhere around there, 15.20, whatever it is. So in my opinion, there's kind of two scenarios that I'm looking to play out. Either we come down, we test that VWAP, and then we start ramping, making our way up, get a little bit of selling around settlement lows, come up to that prior week's VPOC where we have the distribution, get some more selling, and then we can decide if we're going to go higher or back down. Or the alternative is we continue to sell and we find a bid somewhere in here, kind of around where we did all that volume, where the FOMC spike kind of originates, kind of around these highs from Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday, kind of around these highs. We find a bid somewhere in there. This looks horrendous. We find a bid somewhere around here, and then we make our way back up into this range. We have a nice ramp up to about 55, something like that. So that's what I'm looking at. Either we catch a bid around 41.15 and ramp to about 88, or we just have a move down lower and then the ramp. Now, if we do end up not catching a bid here, if we end up getting below about 68 where all that volume's done, or especially 55, I don't want to be long. You can ignore these zones, these green zones. It's not accurate. I do not want to be long below 50. Maybe the shorts get trapped in the hole. I don't know, but I'm in favor of if we get below the 50s, even the 68. If we get below this area, I think we flush 40-30 and we have a liquidation sell off. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm mostly paying attention to this sort of range, kind of like this. Either we sell down to last week's VWAP and then ramp, get some selling at 88, then we decide if we're going to go higher or lower. Or we come down to this sort of 76 to 79 area and then have a ramp. I'm not going to be short up here. I'll be waiting for that gap close at 30, 30.75, whatever it is. 30. The POC is sitting at 30.75, some daily POC. So that is what that's the range gap close at 40 to 20.75. So that's how I'm looking at this. I know it's a longer video, 5 minutes, but what I want to see in general is getting that tag of last week's VWAP. I can't really justify being long until I see that. If this was indeed distribution, we should get a move back to VWAP, if not lower, if not down to the 68 area, if not down to 55 where the full Globex POC is, right? And if we get lower, to me, you're below all that volume, below all this distribution, where the momentum longs kicked in as well. You're below a lot of volume at that point. You're below all of this. If you crack 40-30, you're below a lot of stuff. It's not looking so hot to me. I don't want to be catching knives in that sort of situation. I'll wait for another day. So that's how I'm looking at it. Very likely there will be an update to this pre-market, and that'll be posted to Twitter per usual. Other than that, trade safe and have a good Sunday. See ya.